Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first episode of our Girly Things series. So, I plan on talking about all things girl, mom, pregnancy, postpartum, period, sex, like you name it. We are getting down and dirty. So as you read for the title, we are diving into all things postpartum because no one talks about it. And it isn't fun, but it is memorable and it comes with all bundles of joy, so I don't think there's much more to say about it. Let's just start it. And warning, TMI, graphic. If you are not into it, skip ahead and watch another one of my videos. Yeah, that was just a warning. So let's start it. So first thing, I know there are lots and lots of women who are scared of getting pregnant because of their bodies afterwards, and I even have friends like struggling with this. And let me just say, for me, like with the past I had with such distorted body image, it was so hard for me to accept my body. And once I got pregnant, I started loving it. Like, I felt so blessed for my body, and even though I treated it horribly, like, trust me, horribly, it still was able to create life. So I was so thankful for it. Thank God for giving me that opportunity. And I never felt fat or no, I just loved it. So that was during pregnancy. When postpartum hit, all of a sudden I wasn't creating life anymore, and that was a bit confusing at first. I would say I felt like, wow, this is looking like this, but now in my head I'm not creating life. But I came to love it either way. Like, yes, if I look in the mirror right now, I would say, look, I don't like this, I don't like that, but overall, I feel like I'm in a much better place with it. And about stretch marks, I didn't get them during pregnancy because I used a lot of cream, and I can get into that in another video. But in postpartum, I kept using all the creams, like really fat creams, especially in my boob area, because second topic, boobies. When letdown happens, oh girl, let me tell you, they triple the size. And yes, we all like a good cleavage, but I couldn't sleep. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't do anything. I would shower and I'm like, oh Bubby, wait, yeah, because we showered together. I would like, we can talk right now. I have to go run and get my pads, because as soon as I got out of the shower with the heat, it would start. And it was a lot. I would wake up soaking wet. I would go outside, like, imagine we were in the middle of the street and I'm like, oh, I have to pump, like, right now. It cannot wait any other second. So be ready for that. But I loved it. I missed it, okay? I was only able to breastfeed for 3.5 months, and I wanted to breastfeed for over a year, so there's that. I loved it. Yes, it was hard, but I would do it a billion times over and over again. And it hurts. I would tell you, like, breastfeeding in general is a challenge, because I felt like I was just there to produce milk, and even some people, which I will not say names or give too much importance about, but they would even call me milking cow, which is super disrespectful, and never do that to anyone. Please don't do it, especially to a postpartum mom. Like, don't. I felt blessed to be able to nurse my baby, and that's all that matters. Yes, I felt everything, because boobs do, like, you do get engorgement, you do get everything in between, and it is a bit painful, especially with latching, which Martine was great like with it, but some babies aren't. Use nipple cream. I can talk about pumping with oversupply, because I always pumped and kept a stash, but I know some moms don't. So I think you'll just have to try both and see what works best for you. I do plan on using a Haka next time, and I didn't have it. If you don't know what it is, it's like a silicone cup that you suction in the boob you're not nursing, and it catches the lead down, which I always felt like it was so bad because I was nursing and the other boob was like taking out milk, and I'm like, oh, it's just going to waste. So Haka for next time. I did get some blisters when he started nursing, but then like nipple cream and just getting my boobs used to it, it solved everything. Third subject, for me, that would be stitches. Like, some women do not get that many stitches because they don't tear, but I tore pretty bad. I remember how I had an graphic right now. It's going to be graphic, I'm going to tell you all. I had like stitching all the way down to my, and to the side. So yeah, it wasn't fun. I couldn't sit down. I actually didn't look at it until all the stitching was gone in like, maybe a month and a half postpartum. And I tell my husband like, Bobby, can you look down to see if it looks too bad? Because I was so scared of looking at it. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. No, just no. And when it started to feel a little bit more normal and manageable, I did like peek, and I'm like, yeah. I was a bit scared at first because that was a lot of stitching, and after the stitches came out, which is when I looked, it still didn't look normal, and I'm like, what did she do? But now it just feels normal and it's good again, but I guess it's good, at least it feels okay. So if you're ever scared with it, just be patient, try not to overreact or overthink it, but yeah, just be mindful of that. Of course, this is my experience like with everything else, so yours might be better or worse or different, it doesn't matter, it's just I'm sharing my opinion and my experience. Keep that in mind. Next subject with stitching and boobies and bodies, like let's be honest, it's what you want to hear, it's sex after birth. I remember my doctor cleared me to have sex again like 5 or 6 weeks postpartum, and girl, I did not feel like it. I felt like, what? How am I clear already if it feels so bad? Like, no, not getting down and dirty with it because it's not happening. Either way, she cleared me, and like maybe a week or a week and a half later, we decided to give it a go. I have no words for it. Honestly, it was so bad. And I'm not trying to scare any of you, but I could cry in pain. It was horrible. And it wasn't just the first time, it was the first, the second, the third. I would even say it only started to get manageable, the pain, like maybe when I was 3-4 months postpartum. And I know that sounds scary, but it's my experience. I had a lot of stitches. My birth happened super quickly, and if you haven't watched my birth story, like, what are you doing? Go watch it right now and come back. But yeah, it was bad. However, on a lighter note, it did get better. It feels completely normal now. Like, I have no pain. It's like nothing happened. For my husband, he said it's pretty much the same now. Before it wasn't, but now it is. So don't be like too scared about it. Yes, keep in mind it might hurt. It probably will hurt. I don't know how bad it will, because for most of my girlfriends said it wasn't that bad. It's like losing your virginity, which for me, that didn't hurt, and this was horrible. So take it with a grain of salt. After he was born, the first, I would say, week or so, I had the baby blues full force. it did last for a lot longer, and sometimes I still feel like I do have it, but the first week was just, I could cry about everything. I'm telling you, like my hormones were so everywhere. It was sad. I was so happy to have my baby, but I could cry about everything. I cried because I felt like I was failing, because I felt like, what happened to my body? What just happened? Why am I not sleeping? Because it wasn't that bad, but I couldn't sleep. I was so worried. Like he would nurse every 3 hours, and I would be awake the entire night because, like, is he breathing? Is he okay? And then I would cry about it, and someone would come over, and I'm like, why are you here? And then don't go away. And like, I would cry every single minute of the day for everything and nothing. That's just hormones. So that's happened to me. It did get better, and I was so happy, and hormones were crazy. So that mixed it all, and that's the baby blues. Yeah, keep that in mind. It might happen. It's doable. Like with everything, my biggest tip would be to just remember it will all be okay really soon, and you'll miss those newborn days. Even if it's hard, even if your boobs hurt, you're in pain, you haven't slept, you'll miss it. Okay, one day your babies will not need us like that much anymore, and that's sad. That's like the saddest part. So just enjoy it. Like, enjoy the sleepless nights because you'll miss them. I know. I never thought I would say that, but you'll miss them. And enjoy it all. Like, enjoy the process. We were made to do this. We got it. You got it. Everything's gonna be okay. So for nails and hair, I know a lot of women struggle with this. What I did realize was that my nails got a lot more like brittly and fragile, but my hair, I did lose a bit of hair after the 3-month postpartum mark, but it's okay now. And I didn't lose all that much, but I do have a lot of hair. So even if I had lost quite a bit, I would still have a lot. I'm blessed with that, but I didn't really notice a difference. Sorry if I'm sitting in a different place. I had to get something special for you. Let's talk all things bleeding. When I had him, the first 3 or 4 days, I literally used a pad that was bigger than my baby's diaper. It wasn't fun. I had to change it so many times. It was a lot of blood. So that was 3 or 4 days, and then I came home from the hospital, and see this? It might look small. It's not. It's really big. It's really thick, and it's actually like a whole lady's pad for pee, and I use it for blood. So this isn't fun, and I would go through so many of those. I did use them for like maybe 2-3 weeks, and then I started using normal pads, and I bled for like a month and a half, I would say. I can't really remember it. It was a lot of blood. I felt a bit weak because I had anemia during my pregnancy, which, if you don't know what it is, it's like low iron. And I did have it, so postpartum I did bleed a little bit more. I don't know if it's related, but I guess it is. As of for periods, like if we're talking all things blood, I don't know where I stand, honestly. I had one period which was like 5 months postpartum, I would say, and it was a whole entire month, and it was super odd, like nothing I had experienced before. And then a month and a half ago, I did have a regular period, but now I don't have anything. So if you've been through this, help a sister out. Tell me what you did, what's happening. I have an appointment scheduled, so maybe I'll get some answers. That's one thing postpartum I cannot advise you on. So while editing, I realized I missed some steps and some important things about postpartum, and that is, one of them is hemorrhoids, which you get from pushing, But I don't have much advice on that because I pushed for such a small amount of time that I did get them, but it wasn't that bad and I didn't need medication or anything. Second thing would be, because my stitching was so bad, I did a lot of ice on it and I used Cical Fat Cream, which I'll pop a picture so that you know what I'm talking about. And I also did a lot of ice because of the swelling and I could never wipe myself. So all I did was just taps with paper and I would basically wash myself every single time I had to go to the bathroom. And yes, it's a bummer, but after a week I didn't have any more stitching, so you gotta do what you gotta do for this sweet thing. Okay, back to the video. I guess that's everything for this video. I feel like it was a little bit random because even though I did try to like write down all the points, I think like it's everything just so messy, and I hope it was helpful for you. I hope it gives you insight. I hope you liked it. As usual, don't forget to comment. Like, by the way, thank you so much for all the support. Like, I have received so many messages. You are so sweet. Thank you. Like, it warms my heart. So please keep at it. I love it and I appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe and share my channel with your friends. That's like super good for me. And I'll see you next time.